his sentiment of much of this being their fault. All I'm gonna say is that the specifics are not super important in understanding the story.
A few moments later.
So, for those not caught up, it seems like a dizzying maze of confusion, so I will try to keep it very simple. And this is really a two-part video, one focused on Fringy's hypocrisy, but I myself may also be guilty of hypocrisy, perhaps, but it's frankly a very murky case, but I'll play devil's advocate against myself. So, as we can see, there seems to be some hypocrisy, confusion, and issue over where do we draw the line between starting an argument, being civil, and going too far. I would think by most standards, Anomaly Inc. did go too far, and that Fringy is guilty of hypocrisy. So let me explain the larger context. Essentially what happened is Anomaly Inc. got into a big row with Southpaw over Spider-Man, as well as with SK. SK is a big Spider-Man person. He loves arguing, debating that. But Anomaly did go a little too far and told Wolf, who at one time was a very kind of esteemed member of the EFAP. Technically he retired, I guess he's back. He's very young. He's also very bigoted, but Anomaly Inc. actually liked him for a while. And Anomaly told Wolf to kill himself.
But if Wolf was to reinstate his account to public,
If we can have this chat, you will see why.
instead, Mauler relayed this message over to Wolf and the others, because I guess sending private messages suddenly became okay now. Regardless.
So for those not caught up, it seems like a dizzying maze of confusion, so I will try to keep it very simple. And this is really a two-part video, one focused on Fringy's hypocrisy, but I myself may also be guilty of hypocrisy, perhaps, but it's frankly a very murky case, but I'll play devil's advocate against myself. So as we can see, there seems to be some hypocrisy, confusion, and issue over where do we draw the line between starting an argument, being civil, and going too far. I would think by most standards, Anomaly Inc. did go too far, and that Fringy is guilty of hypocrisy. So let me explain the larger context. Essentially what happened is Anomaly Inc. got into a big row with Southpaw over Spider-Man, as well as with SK. SK is a big Spider-Man person. He loves arguing, debating that. But Anomaly did go a little too far and told Wolf, who at one time was a very kind of esteemed member of the EFAP. Technically he retired, I guess he's back. He's very young. He's also very bigoted, but Anomaly Inc. actually liked him for a while. And Anomaly told Wolf to kill himself. The dilemma is that was technically a private message, but Southpaw shared it, and he and SK went over evidence that Anomaly was acting very, very rude towards Wolf and other people. I looked at that evidence. It's a little fuzzy in my memory now, to be perfectly honest, but it did seem they proved their case. But again, they did use private information. And as far as I know, Fringy had no issue with that. So he is definitely being a hypocrite. So his private information is sacrosanct, but Anomaly Inc. is another case. And now we're moving into more complicated questions of who is better or worse in terms of the EFAP and Thumbcast, or even Southpaw and these other parties? Or is anyone really all that innocent here? And we're going to get into this weird question of allegiances. And I would agree at the end of the day, Wolf definitely comes off pretty badly, but let's be fair to him. And from his perspective, he thought Southpaw was trying to assassinate his character.
Who's this person and what's this tweet?
Oh, let me pull it up because Mauler sent it to me last night. It was really great. Marcus. And I'm pulling the URL right now.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Maybe check the likes and retweets and see if Southpaw is supporting this tweet like you're claiming. Earlier you said he retweeted other things that person said, who now goes by Sky Spixru. But you don't see that, and you even acknowledge that Southpaw didn't retweet that, so why is this being held against him?
So I hadn't seen this tweet. Do you want me to pull Marcus in here right now? Would you like to rip him a new one right here, right now?
What was that?
Would you like to rip Marcus a new one for this right now? Right here and right now.
Get him in the call, you mean?
So the long and short of it is that Wolf wrongly assumed that Southpaw was supporting Marcus. Again, this person has changed their name several times. I don't even quite know their gender, by the way, and that will be very critical, and we'll see why in a second. So anyway, Marcus brought up some old evidence, which is true, of Wolf being transphobic. Apparently, Wolf has moved beyond that. He doesn't want that to be ever referred to again. But this person put that into a tweet, and Southpaw claims he didn't see the tweet. He knows this person, apparently. He does know this Marcus person, but he didn't see the tweet. He didn't like the tweet, but Wolf kept attributing that he supported the tweet. And that was a big confusion between them. But Southpaw did show, like, no, I don't think I saw that tweet, and I didn't like it. But if you want to talk to Marcus, we can have him on and you can talk to him. And Wolf was like, nah, I don't care about that stuff. Seemed like a kind of pointless nitpick. But this is where it gets critical, because SK accused me on Twitter of not paying attention to the video and of getting things wrong with Marcus and the whole timeline. And I frankly very generously said, well, if I'm wrong, please clarify. The clarification from Marcus was that he or she relayed a message to Mauler, and that got Southpaw in communication with Mauler. My issue was, well, are you on Team EFAP or not? And frankly, this doesn't resolve that. This video doesn't really tell us. All it tells us is that Marcus is anti-Wolf. That's about it. And as we're going to see, there's still a lot of questions about who Marcus is, because SK says Marcus is a she.
Retweeted by Takaburu. The one person who retweeted it is not Southpaw. Sky herself even said at the time that Southpaw didn't even like the tweet when told of the recording.
The act of expressing disagreement with them, no matter how carefully I tried to word it, was such an affront to their sensibilities that it warranted a session of guilt-tripping me over it.
So this is all kinds of confusion. So Marcus is a he in the Southpaw Wolf conversation, but then SK says she is a she. So what happened? And Marcus has changed their name. Apparently they are Sky. So they used to be Marcus, now they are Sky. So there we go. So I'm kind of confused. And so, not paying attention, I went back to the video, and I gotta be honest, I am more confused than ever, because as a final note in this entire confusion, Southpaw revealed that someone, quote, in his private chat, apparently this Nightbreed guy, shared private information with Mauler to create more ruckus. Now, you could say there is a charge of hypocrisy because Southpaw did the same thing with Anomaly. We'll just table that. But my whole point here is, apparently Marcus is someone that Southpaw knows. For all we know, he is still a double agent. Like, she still could be loyal to EFAP. So the fact that they are, quote, on Southpaw's side could be totally deception. I mean, that's what the Nightbreed and Chaseface and these other people, they seem to be friendly to Southpaw, but were really agents of EFAP and secretly spying on him to separate the really truly bad people like Wolf and the less offensive cases, which I would include SK. I'm just pointing out hypocrisy. There's hypocrisy in two levels. One, there's hypocrisy in SK saying, I didn't pay attention. No, I'm paying attention, and I'm more confused than ever. Who is this Marcus person? It's not clarified in this video. Frankly, it's not. Second of all, there's hypocrisy in censoring me on his stream, because he did, and he's denying he did that. Later on, they kind of admitted, yeah, we did time you out, but you can't compare us to the EFAP. No, you're doing the same thing. You're sharing private information as a part of your partisan agenda. You're gaslighting me. You're sticking up for a friend, because apparently me doing Sheep Talks videos and criticizing him, that's beyond the pale. You say, bro, you didn't even know who Marcus is. I still have no clue who Marcus is. Is he a she? Is she a she? Are they Team EFAP? Are they not? This doesn't clarify things, so I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm coming out much better than Wolf or SK or any of these people. I don't want to take too much attention off Southpaw. He recently suffered a stroke, so that's very sad. But I gotta say, there's a lot of partisanship going on both sides, so I will leave it up to the comments to see where we should draw the line in sharing private information. All I'll say is, I don't think I've ever done that, so At least my morals have been way more consistent than a lot of these other people.
Got upset over me pitching a meme edit for a video I was going to do, constructively breaking down their criticisms of the show, as though they haven't celebrated similar memes that feature much more extreme violence against creators that they're pretty much enemies with on their own streams.